All right, let's talk about 2026 trends, pattern trends specifically. It's going to be huge for 2026. Pattern is back in fashion. Dense patterns like wallpapers, prints, those are all going to come back into fashion because we want to sort of envelop our home with a story. Now, what's interesting is it can be kind of overwhelming. It's a challenge to decide, oh, what patterns and what trends are going to stick. But if you stick with the sort of classic patterns instead of the fleeting trends, you'll be better off for long term when you're doing home design. What's number one? Ivy and leaf botanicals, natural themes that are actually going to be refined. Ivy, I see ivy coming back into style. I know that was popular in the 80s, but ivy, leaves, vining botanicals. What's nice about these is that it's natural, it's nature. Leaves are always easygoing, sort of non-specific as well, and at the same time, sort of earthy. And they also bring in the color that's very popular this year and has been for the last year or two moving forward are greens. We see sage greens, we see mossy greens, we see emerald greens, a little more muted going into the sage greens. But, I like fresh colors, so emerald is one of my favorite colors. Now, the second thing that's very popular are chinoiserie and decorative heritage type patterns. Now, the beauty with chinoiserie, it's still going to be strong for 2027. It was strong for 2025, but we see it moving forward. The beauty of these chinoiserie murals is that they tell a story, sort of open, they're organic. You can do a feature wall, you can do a whole dining room. Chinoiserie came out sort of in the 1800s, so it never has gone out of style, especially in the high end and the luxury market for home decor. It creates sort of layered look, especially when you add wallpapers in your home. You get that third layer. You've got, your fabric, your bedding, your draperies, and then you have your walls that tell a story. But I love the feature of chinoiserie because there are, you can have trees, you can have branching tree of life patterns with flowers, animals, birds. It comes in quite various styles, but what's nice is the story it tells. And I'm sure you can find something you love, especially if you look at our website. Now, the third thing is going to be illustrated patterns and hand drawn illustrations like line work, whimsical animals. We're enveloping so these sketchy motifs. Also, they can be in botanicals again. Now, the fourth pattern trend, which I love, are large scale murals. And one thing we see are sort of tree murals, panoramic views, more so the outside views and trees. That's going to become very popular. And, actually in France, there's a company called Zuber, and they did very traditional in 1800s block printed murals, but they're lighter now. And we see these sort of tree murals. Think English and French landscapes, treescapes, moody florals. That's going to be sort of the style coming into fashion for 2026, 27. The fifth trend, we see soft geometric and abstract textures coming into modern soft curves. You'll see more curvilinear furniture, curvy furniture, sort of hugs you when you sit down on a couch. You feel cozy and warm and just at home, right? So we see this sort of bridge the gap between sort of minimalism with this curvilinear furniture and luxury with these beautiful murals and wallpapers and pattern that's being infused into home decor. Let me know which one of those five do you like. I'm leaning towards the chinoiserie and the panoramic, but I like a room to have a story, even if it's only on one feature wall. So let me know, comment below. And until next time, happy decorating, and let's go into the new year with some new styles that are not really going to be trends. They're going to be classic styles that will carry forward in your home decor. Enjoy!